Very disappointed. First, give a lot of credit to Kansas, Coach Leipold, and what he's been able to do, and what they did coming in, and especially defensively, got us on our heels, I think, a little bit. And some things schematically we're going to have to take a really close look at. Obviously, when you play an early season opponent, they have the entire year to look at your film. So I think in the first two games, it's very evident, right, that some of the things that we need to do, especially on the defense side of the ball, just look at closely what we're doing, how we're doing it, and be able to make plays. I think you take the second half, and obviously we made some adjustments, did some good things, but there was enough things that we did poorly in the first half that I think really put this game in a tough spot. But if you look at the end of the half, we give up a 7-point swing there with under 40 seconds. If that touchdown isn't on the board at the end of the game, it's a 4-point game. As bad as we played, as bad as the breaks, like there were several. Again, their guys made some plays defensively. Ball batted around. That ball just fell in their hands on two different occasions. You can't beat a good team overcoming those moments. So enough positive. I thought a couple guys defensively really took a challenge and played extremely well. It's good to see Xavier make that play in the end zone shot. Good to see Johnny make some plays. I think we got to look at specifically what we're doing on end of half. That's 2 games in a row we've given up a touchdown in the final minute, and obviously you're not going to win a lot of games doing that. The good news is we don't start Big Ten play till next week, and some really good learning lessons out here for us. We got an extra bonus day tomorrow as coaches. We'll take a really close look at that. We're going to meet on Sunday. We have a good day of corrections and a good jump on Penn State, and we'll go from there.
What concerns you most defensively, Bret?
I think some fundamentals. We preach all the time. Good football plays are the result of good fundamentals. Good football plays are the result of bad fundamentals. I know literally there's a play at the end of the game where we have a call on that we routinely make that we have a dead to right chase down tackle, and we take a bad angle and he reverses out of it, which gave them a live set of downs. And at the end of the game there, that's everything, right? There are some plays in the open field where we, they were definitely taking advantage of some holes sitting in our coverage and we weren't getting enough depth. I think obviously anytime we can't contain the quarterback, and we play 2 very talented quarterbacks, but we can't let him escape to our left, right? A right-handed quarterback escapes deep to our right, and he buys extra time and allows our coverage to cover longer than they have to, and that's resulted in 2 end-of-half game touchdowns that are just unacceptable. And then we had another PI in the end zone to put the ball on the 2-yard line and gave him a free touchdown.
What do you pinpoint the slow start to?
Well, I don't know I didn't sense anything. I thought our guys were pretty good coming out of the locker room, but obviously when you start the way we did, offense, defense, special teams wasn't an issue, but when you start off poorly like that, it puts you behind the 8 ball and it makes guys flinch a little bit. And then I think I really was encouraged by the way they responded in the second half and the way they played, but we just, you can't give a team, you can't spot them 2 quarters of football to get up like that and expect to have a chance.
What is that reassessment of the defense like? I mean, it seems like you guys did it 2 years ago with Virginia.
Yeah.
Is it kind of a
no, I don't. Okay. I mean, first year was probably a little bit. We changed schematically. We changed a lot of different things, but
what's that process?
Yeah, I think first off we got to look at what's breaking us down. They did some extreme things. They put an extra wide A and B gap, right, and they schemed us on one drive where had never shown that, and it's something that we got to adjust to on the fly. There was a couple trick plays, but that's kind of what their offense is. Lance and his staff, this is kind of what they are. They do some old school, traditional midline triple option stuff, and they put new waves on it. I think defensively, what I get concerned about is when we have fundamental things that break down: containment of the quarterback, sloppy tackling, angles on pursuit angles to the backside, leveraging the football, getting our coverage, whether we're zone or man, the principles of that. So I think we just got to tell a wholesale. Maybe we need to trim it up a little bit and get better at playing what we play well.
Offensively, Bret, are you concerned about up front, or do you just think that you made improvements?
We just couldn't. Julian has been one of our steadies, right? So he gets injured, so we got to move Isaiah out and move Jordan in, and it's like we haven't been able to settle down and play with 5. I think we really got to look at who our 5 are, what we're asking them to do. I know one of the things I've really always liked about Barry and the way he approaches the game is maximize our players' strengths, minimize our weaknesses. I think we have to be smart about what we're doing to give our players the best chance to be successful. But I thought Luke, again, just a tough, gritty performance. He took off on that long run. It just shows he can do something with his feet. I think we have to understand that and do a better job. And then, at the end of the game, it's a 2-score game. We don't need to throw up a ball, right? Like he'll learn a lot from that, but I'm very, very excited about where I think our offense can go, and defensively, we'll just have to really do a better job of taking a personal inventory on the call sheet as well as the execution of it, and I think we can make a big amount of gain in a short amount of time.
Looked like on that final offensive drive for you guys, you're letting some pressure on the right side. What would have been maybe the evaluation process the next few days?
Well, there's one in particular where I know we slid the whole line away and left Zion on an island. This is really the first time Zai's had an complete week of practice. He'd been nursing a couple injuries, so I know this. He's nobody wants to win more than him. We just got to give him help, him and Geske especially together, and just really think about what we're doing from a protection to give them a chance to be successful once the ball's down.
I know you emphasized how penalties cost you points last week. Were they frustrating again at what happened in the first half?
Yeah, there was one Taz, I think it was one, and then obviously the DPI. I don't know exactly what happened on the
Face mask?
yeah. Well, the face mask I know we reached, but some of those live ball fouls, I get it. Like you don't want a face mask, but it's part of playing football. But the post snap on Taz, that was absolutely just moronic. Can't have those moments. And I think the DPI, we just got caught, we flinched, right, and grabbed on the jersey, and that put the ball on the 2-yard line.
You mentioned some of the guys you challenged in the week stepped up. What
Yeah.
was that challenge? Can you maybe-
Yeah, I think we got good kids in the program. I was pretty strong with them after the game here. Like I love to love them up, and but I also coaches included it starts with me, right? Like I have to do a much better job of getting our guys ready to play and having a plan that we can execute. This is a big week, right? It's a big week for us as a program. We got to eliminate the things that get you beat and put ourselves in a position to have success. We just can't spot on points. I think in our first 2 games, there's probably 2 to 3 scores in both games that we just kind of give them, and you can't beat good teams doing that. Like we're just not good enough to overcome that.
If you play like you did first half today, next week what happens?
What's that?
If you play like you did first half this week, next week against that team, what happens?
If we play like we did in the first half,
Today,
Yeah.
next week against Penn State, what happens?
I would imagine you probably apply the same results.
Was the plan to get Griffin Moore that involved coming into this, or that unveiled?
Yeah, Griff's had a good camp. I know Barry especially has been a guy that's always liked Griffin Moore. Going back to last year in the bowl prep, which got his first. Griff's just got extremely. He's just got a good knack in the passing game and does a lot of really good things. He's into it. He is engaged. I think Luke recognizes that. And I really like offensively. The guys that can catch the ball are 3 wide receivers. Saw Hank Beatty make a couple plays today. Really, I thought early on we just the score got so lopsided. We were running the ball pretty effectively. We had a couple big plays that got taken back, but we got to get in the flow of things and decide what our ratio is and probably stick to that a little bit better.
Along those lines, there was a play that Griffin came in and tried to sneak it forward.
Yeah.
What was kind of the thought process?
Yeah, if you guys know, Griffin was a former quarterback, and we practiced that play all the way going literally back to last year. Their guy did a really heads-up play. Once they saw him stop and get under, he spiked the tackle and ran the Mike linebacker through. So, obviously failed on that one, but it was something that we felt good going in. I think the part that we're still trying to find out with Luke is what our short yardage offense is, right? Like last year, we ran several sneaks and some different things on 3rd and short and 4th and short. This is 2 weeks in a row where we've not done very well in the short yardage plays.
Johnny,
Yeah.
what's that mean for you guys?
I give a lot of credit. I haven't watched film, but I know he's a lot more productive today, right? And I think he was a guy last year. We had a good conversation on Sunday last week just about where he is and what he can do. And I think he's a guy that now he's got to be, him and Keith both. I think I saw Keith really pouring it out there. I know he had a silly play, got called for a personal foul, but I think the growth that we have has got to come from our best players, and it's got to happen in a short amount of time.
It took deep into the second quarter to get Isaiah a target, let alone get a catch. Is that somebody you have to maybe get involved earlier?
Well, I will tell you this: the other teams are very aware of where number 1 is. They literally yell out his formation, where he is, how he is. But he's a guy that again continues to show up. I don't know what his numbers were today, but I know he had production. I was just a little bit unusual in that first half. We couldn't get things going. We had a couple 3 and outs, and that obviously gets us in 3rd yardage situations, and they take away the ability to make him an early down player.
You mentioned this last drive for the first half for them. They scored. What's that do to your team when you getting the incoming breakthrough. And then-
Yeah, it's just, you know, I don't know, I surely hope, I was challenging our defensive guys, like literally when we're getting ready to score down there, I go, hey, we're gonna have a, you know, we're gonna have a 45-second clock here that we're gonna have to deal with, and obviously we actually had him, I think, in a third down situation. He escaped out to our left and hit a huge play, and then it was just boom, boom again, right? So first off, we can't allow the quarterback to buy extra time by escaping or contain rush. So that's where everything's got to start.
Thanks, guys.